Hello, Leo. Welcome to your October love reading. This is for any Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North nodes in Leo. Today, we're going to be having a little look-see at what is going on throughout your month. Oh, wow, I can't speak. I've been doing readings all day. I'm struggling. But yeah, we're just going to have a look at what is going on with you and your love life in the month of October. So first up, I'm going to start with an astrology card to just get your overall vibe and overall feeling, what's going on with you. So we have air element, communicating. Actually, when I was up in getting ready to do your reading and I was shuffling your cards and listening to your song and channeling some messages, I was actually really getting like a feeling as though I feel like you're connecting with your spirit guides a lot and your intuition, and I actually feel as though you guys are getting like kind of spiritual this month, which is interesting. I feel as though something to do with your relationships is bringing out like the spiritual side of you, where you're starting to like look within more and communicate with, I feel like the elements of you are coming into communication. It's like an interesting way to sort of put it, but I feel like, you're actually, your heart's connecting with your head and your head's connecting with your womb. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're just sort of becoming like a whole integrated being, and Mercury retrograde's coming out, reinvention. And obviously we're going through Mercury retrograde right now. So I feel like this Mercury retrograde is actually really bringing up a lot of 12th house escape. Okay. It's bringing up a lot for you to sort of sift through and deal with, because I feel like that might be why you're sort of you're escaping into meditation a little bit, because I do feel as though there are some things that need to be communicated and talked about, and some like conversations that need to be had, that I think you're wanting to spend like quite a lot of time actually going within yourself before you have. So like you want to get clear on what you're going to say before you say it, pretty much. And I think that's smart. I think that's wise. And Mercury retrograde, obviously this is a really powerful transit for you. It's really coming up for you to like literally find reinvention within yourself, because I do feel as though with this escape as well, like you guys can have a tendency to want to escape your feelings and want to escape having to communicate certain things with people, or even having to speak up when you're going through a situation with someone that isn't of service to you. And because this is all about love, it feels like, you need to learn to, instead of running away and escaping from the truth, I think this is more so about you reinventing the way you approach communication to other people, and like coming at things from a different perspective. So instead of like, if you're used to just ghosting people, this could be that instead of ghosting people, this time you sort of speak up and you sort of say, hey, things aren't really working out between us. I sort of feel like we should go our separate ways, instead of just disappearing off the face of the earth. Or it's like, in another example could be like if every time you get in a conversation with your partner, you always end up in a screaming match, and you know that you have a certain way of going about things that always ends up in that particular way, then this is about reinventing that way, like doing things differently, trying out different ways of communication so that you can come forward more effectively and be heard, and not have your other person sort of want to run the other way, because the 12th house is deep, man. The 12th house is that subconscious depth that it's unseen. The 12th house is not physically seen. The 12th house is ruled by Pisces. It's that out in the ethers energy. It's sort of like, it's not something that you can just grab and ground into reality. It's like the air element. It's air. You can't actually see it, but you can't survive without it. So that's kind of like communication. It's like we all think that it's not really that important, but it's kind of like everything. So, oh wow, and you know what? I got some channeled words for you before I started filming, as I was feeling into your energy, and the first thing I've written is feeling over thinking. So, like, I think you do need to definitely come at your relationships with a little bit more maybe compassion and a little bit more of an open heart, and not with so much, like, I'm seeing this as literally like a shell. Like, this is I don't know what kind of, maybe it's a crab shell, I don't know, trilobite, I don't know, but I was pretty much just seeing this as like a hermit crab kind of shell, and protecting yourself all the time, because like you don't want your squishy, vulnerable parts to be seen. But Chiron is trying to bring healing to you. Chiron is trying to literally bring up the fact that there are wounded aspects of you that need to be dealt with, that need to be healed. And I also heard for you, music defeating your demons. So I feel as though it's like through music, through listening to music, good music, that you actually find connection with your wounded aspects, that you can find like, and you know what, that's another message too with this communication coming out, is music communicates to you. So pay attention to the songs that come on randomly on your iPod, the songs on the radio, like when you walk into a supermarket, if you hear like a random song on there and you're like, whoa, that's like really on point to like my situation right now. It's because music is actually communicating to you right now, and it could be like literally grand trine blessings, like it's trying to show you where you can allow more blessings into your life, because I kind of get the feeling as though you like hold yourself back from experiencing true happiness a lot, which is interesting, Leo. Like, you guys are so vibrant. You are literally like the light and the life of the zodiac. Like, without Leo, it would just be like, I don't know, it'd just be bland, man. You guys are so fun. So I feel like you're needing to like heal. I also want to say for some of you guys, you might actually have Chiron in your 12th house, which I have that placement. And let me tell you, if you have Chiron in the 12th house, Chiron is the wounded healer. It's the part of you that's never going to be fully 100% healed, but it is the part of you that if you work with it and you pay attention to it and you know what it is, it's going to help you to understand that this is an aspect of you that is always going to be there, but you can learn to work with it. And with 12th house coming out and Chiron, like, this might not be for all, you might not actually have this placement, but this is the vibe that's going on at the moment. But Chiron in the 12th house is someone that really tries to escape and avoid their pain. It's someone that has so much deep wounding, deep trauma that comes from their ancestors, that also comes from subconscious beliefs. It's like feeling imprisoned within your own reality, imprisoned within your own mind. You might have even experienced some sort of imprisonment in this life or in others. And so when Chiron's there, he's asking for you to look at it, to communicate with it. I think you need to look into the depths of your own soul, and it's got a lot to do with your relationships this month. This is really coming up for you this month. I feel like you want to go into the depths, because I also wrote coming home to self, meditation, integration, stillness, confirmation, ethereal. I don't chase, I attract. No more fear. So I feel as though like you've been chasing this blessing, like you've been chasing, and you know, second house at the bottom deck of the deck as well in the reverse is you've been chasing this material comfort with your partner, or just chasing a particular partner, or like a way of being with your partner that looks materially successful, or that looks on the surface, that looks in reality, in the physical and the tangible, like something in particular. And I feel as though this month is a month of healing for you, because instead of chasing, you're attracting. I don't chase, I attract. Attracting over chasing. You know, the more we try and chase something, the more it gets away from us. And with no more fear as well coming up, like literally the words in the song were no fear here, no fear here, no fear here, because this is fear. The 12th house, especially when it's with Chiron, like from what my studies and everything that I've been learning, this is a placement that is really can be scary. You know, it's deep, it's dark, it's literally the most. And you know, it's funny because I've always had a fear ever since I was a kid that I would end up in jail. I don't know why. Like, look at me, I do not look like the type of person, or you know, not that you can really be a type of person, but you know, I don't think I'm going to end up in jail. But I've always had this fear like I would end up in prison, and that's that 12th house Chiron, where you feel as though there is like this restriction on your energy and restriction on your way of being, and it's like you all you want to do is escape, and the only way to escape is to ignore. But that's why Chiron's coming up at the moment, because you're needing to reinvent the way you deal with this, the way you communicate with it, the way you like this. We haven't even got into like the actual love at the moment. We're just kind of, this is taking us on a deep adventure, guys. But that's why I don't really plan these readings out. Like, I have an idea of what I'm going to ask, whatever, but I just let spirit take the wheel, because that's what this is about. I'm not a structured person at all. So, you know, I feel like this is a month of integration for you. I feel as though it's you coming home to yourself, and that's what, you know, instead of escaping yourself all the time, instead of trying to like go for, you know, the quick fix, putting a band-aid over a gaping wound, Chiron is asking you to be honest about the wounds that you have and to communicate them with your partner, because Mercury retrograde is asking you to reinvent the way you communicate with your partner and with people around you. So what is Leo's strength. Okay, and that's interesting too, because like I've been asking for weaknesses first, but for some reason I asked for strength first with you guys. And you have returned to country. So, okay, this has got a few messages, but the main thing I'm getting with this is, where is the place that makes you feel home? Where is the place that feels the most connected to you? Obviously, I'm in Australia. I'm Australian. These are Aboriginal spirit cards. You know, for some of you guys, my Aussie friends, like this is connecting with the country that you live on, that you stand on, that you're walking upon. You know, whose country are you on? Do you know? For others of you in other countries, this is returning to, you know, anyone in the world. Where's your birthplace? Where's the place that you were born? Where's the place that makes you feel most connected? And it doesn't have to be that where you were born is the place you feel most at home and connected. But where's the place you found? Even if it's within yourself. If you don't have anywhere that feels safe in reality, in physical, like in your physical surroundings, then maybe it's about meditating and creating that sanctuary within yourself. And by creating it within yourself, you're actually attracting it. So instead of chasing it like you've been before, chasing the perfect situation, chasing the perfect home, chasing the perfect whatever, it's allowing you to create it within, so then it can be attracted to you without. So this is about going, that's my dog. He agrees. He's saying it's time to go home. He's snoozing. So yeah, for some of you guys, it's returning to the place that you call home, that your spirit's yearning for, that you know is always yearning for you. This could even be somewhere you've traveled that you just feel like, I need to go back. Like your strength this month, it's interesting. It's your feeling of wanting to go home. And I also feel like it's getting to the bottom of this. These footprints to me represent ancestors. 12th house represents past lives and, you know, ancestors and ancestral trauma and things like that. So this is healing ancestral trauma. The more you actually focus on the healing of your ancestors' trauma, of your lineage's trauma, of the things that continuously, 1222 on the camera too, so like confirmation. But the more you decide to take into account the entire healing of your whole lineage, and you literally work towards creating that, the more you're actually going to clean up the vibration that you have and the relationship that you have with your particular partner. Like this is really connected. Like this is a weird reading, but it's really connected. So what is your weaknesses? What is Leo's weaknesses? Okay, that's it. Indecisive, yeah, because you're struggling to make a decision. I feel like you're struggling to make the decision to return back home, or like, you know, you're struggling to make the decision to like be honest, to speak up, to, you know, and that's the thing with Mercury retrograde as well. Mercury can sort of get wires crossed. It can make things seem confusing. It can definitely make communications come off a little bit, illusion. Like it can. So, camera ran out of battery. That's all right, because I had a spare. So, what was I saying? Wires getting a little bit crossed during Mercury retrograde, because it can be sort of hard to actually express yourself, because like there are layers of illusion that sort of, Mercury when it's retrograde just seems to be a little bit like, I don't know how to like convey myself, so I'm just gonna like say a bunch of stuff and hope that something lands, like something hits. And it's kind of like, I feel as though you're needing to like slow down a little bit, because that indecisiveness can sort of really be extra noticeable during Mercury retrograde. And you know, you've got that meditation coming up and integration and all that sort of stuff. So, you know, I think that the more you stick to trying to express yourself the most honest that you can and being yourself, the more you're going to find it easier to actually like communicate with other people and be honest with that too, and heal some things, because this month's it's all about healing for you guys. It's all about healing. So let's get a card for you. What is Leo's? And okay, straight off the bat. Wow, we have Star Ancestor. Follow the voice of your soul. So yeah, you are very much connected to the stars at the moment. You are very much connected to, I feel like some of you guys are star seeds, and this is your multi-dimensional self, your star family. Some of you guys are just sort of feeling as though, I think you're connecting to your roots. Like literally we have Star Ancestor. I was just talking to you guys about ancestors. So you're doing like the work of your ancestors this month. And for some reason it's got a lot to do with relationships and with healing. And the more you actually heal yourself and the relationship that you're currently in, the more you're actually doing that for your entire ancestral line, which is really freaking cool. I love this card. I feel as though some of you guys definitely might have a connection to Egypt as well. So, you know, if that's relevant to you, then confirmation right there, because some of you have definitely got some Egyptian ancestry or past lives that you've lived out in Egypt. So, you know, this is your soul's trying to talk to you. Communication, reinvention. Listen to the story of your soul. This is like literally, you know, I wrote the word ethereal. This is ethereal energy right here. This is being connected to the ethers. It's being connected to the higher realms. You're very, very much connected to the higher realms this month. And that connection to the higher realms is what's helping you to heal physically in your relationships right now. So that is freaking cool, guys. Now, what about Leo's person? I want you guys to think of the person that you guys are dealing with. But, you know, you can think about anyone you like, and we'll sort of like chip in about it. Preferably love interest, you know, this is a love reading. So think about the person, and we're going to pull up on a little bit of their energy. So what is going on with the person that Leo's thinking? Ooh, see that? Wow, someone else got that too. I can't remember which. Might have been Aries. So some of you guys could be dealing with an Aries. Bottom of the deck, between you both, you have Air Guardian. Shift your perception in the reverse. That's that air element again. Double air. Air on air, guys. Air on air. And Mercury is in retrograde in an air sign, Libra. So that's what's, you know, Libra is coming up for all of us. It's bringing up all of our relationships. That's probably why I'm actually even feeling called to film particular zodiac love readings in this month. I just had like a chronic realization. That's why, because I have not felt the call to do this until now. Anyway, so yeah, like amazing. So your person is showing up as the snake, shed old skin, because that's the thing with this Mercury retrograde in Libra. It's trying to make us go back. It's trying to get us to reinvent the way we have come at things before, shedding old skin. So the person that you're dealing with, it's like you are extremely connected to the voice of your soul. You're connected to your angels, your ancestors, your spirit guides. And the person that you're dealing with is someone that's extremely committed right now to shedding layers of themselves. I actually want to get another card for them too. And this is the only group that I felt called to get another card for. We have She-Wolf, unleash the wild within. So your person is someone, I feel as though they want to sort of break free. It's like literally they want to shed out of that old snake skin and become that wild wolf and just howl at the moon and go running and like be free. So interesting. I feel as though you guys are both in this like powerful energy that's sort of calling for you both to like step up into your power, and that could be why this communication thing is so important, because you both are stepping into like this new level of power within yourselves, and you need to be on the same level with your partner, because otherwise you guys are going to kind of spiral. Like this is literally a spiral, and so there's the tendency to sometimes spiral into escapism, and you know, whatever that looks like. That could even be like escaping into drinking, drugs, whatever, and just trying to avoid things. Mercury's trying to get you guys to talk about things, to open up about it, to express about it all, because you both have like an inner voice that wants to shine right out. Like this literally says follow the voice of your soul, and this is literally a picture of like someone that is like letting their inner howl out. So you both really want to bring up things that you've been sort of like stuffing down and keeping within. So let's pull a couple of cards for you, Leo. I nearly just called you Libra. Libra, could be dealing with a Libra. We have the Justice card as well. One more for you, Leo. One more for you. We got two, but we'll take them. Bottom of the deck is Ten of Swords in the reverse. So this is trying to get you to release all this pain that you've been holding on to for a very long time. I think that there's been, you know, I'm getting the feeling as though you guys have possibly been together for a long time. Or for some of you guys, you've been going around and round in circles with various people for a long time. It's like you've never been able to make a decision on who you actually want to pick. And for some of you guys, you might have chosen someone, been with them for a long time, but you're still struggling with like, is this the right thing for me to do? Am I still supposed to stay in this relationship? And I feel as though with illusions coming out and reflection, that is why Mercury retrograde is doing all this, because it's wanting you to go deep within yourself and reflect on everything. What are illusions and what is real? What wasn't what you think it is, and what is even better than you thought it was? Like, you know, that came out really weird. I don't know if it made sense, but it's sort of like going within yourself to really figure it all out. And you got the King of Swords with the Justice in reverse card. So, you know, this is having to speak up about some things that probably weren't right. Maybe even on your end, you might have done something, or other people. You know, for some of you guys, this is that you've probably done something that you're not quite proud of, and that's what you need to heal. You need to heal that within yourself, because it's like I see justice in the reverse sometimes as like you've chosen a moral injustice within yourself, and you know, it's like I don't see it as the universe condemning you in any way and saying like what you did was wrong. It's the way we feel about what we've done. So if you feel like what you've done is wrong, if you feel like what you've done caused some sort of pain, then it's up to you to deal with forgiving yourself. It's up to you to deal with how you handle it. It's up to you to figure out how you heal it. So with King of Swords coming up and Justice in reverse, this is definitely needing to, like, you know, see how both of these swords are pointing downwards. They're grounding. They're trying to ground into reality. There is so much communication out here that it's not funny. Like, it's talking. It's not being caught up in the illusion, because you have illusions down there, and then you have the Two of Swords over here, and both of these girls, fairies, are literally staring into the eye of that flower, not realizing that that flower is literally poisonous. It's covered in thorns. But the more attention they pay it, the more those thorns wrap around them, and to the point where it gets to the 10 of Swords. Look, now she's completely covered in thorns. Like, she's been taken down the rabbit hole. So, like, you know, by ignoring your intuition, by ignoring that voice within you, because that's the thing, you had that voice come up. If you keep ignoring that voice within you, then you do end up in situations that don't feel like they're in service to you. So, you know, you might not have actually, not everyone's going to have done something that you feel a little bit like morally upset with, but some of you guys might feel as though you just haven't gotten your karmic balance. Like, it's working out for everyone else. Why is it not working out with me? And with this Knight of Cups coming out, it's like you do want this love. You do want this romance. Like, as much as you can try and deny it, I feel like you do want. Because King of Swords is coming out like a bit cold, like a bit cold-hearted. Like, the King of Swords isn't the guy that's going to come with and see you and give you a big cuddle. It's sort of just going to be like, it's very like stoic in a way. Like, I do see the King of Swords as someone like they give a flying F, but they don't always show that so much externally. Like, I see the King of Swords as like Aquarius vibes. Like, now I'm thinking of Rick from Rick and Morty, and you know, he's a genius, but he's a complete not a douche. And so, like, sometimes I feel like with the King of Swords coming out, you can kind of come off like you just don't. I don't know. It's sort of hard, because I feel like there's an element to you that can be really, really harsh. Like, you're saying the right thing, but it can come off really harsh and abrupt to the other person, and that can be quite painful. And then in the end, it sort of doesn't allow the scales to sort of balance, because you're sort of the other person is sitting there sort of saying, well, that kind of hurt, man. I don't know why I had to say it like that. Like, I don't know why that's coming up, but you know, it is what it is. And Knight of Cups is kind of telling me that you do want to come with more compassion. You do want to come with more love and fun. And you are a playful person. Like, literally, you're a Leo. You're a Leo. I don't care what other major placements you have. If you're a Leo, then you've got some, like, you know, your inner child wants to come out and play. You want someone that's silly and creative and fun and expressive. And if you keep trying to hide behind this, like, stoic face that's saying, like, I am responsible and I am this and like, it, you know, life just gets a little bit boring. So I feel like you definitely want like reinvention 100%. And I think this month is going to be about communicating that with your partner, communicating that to other people, or even just communicating what you really want to yourself, because not everyone that watches this reading is going to be in partnership. Okay guys, so let's check out your person. What is your person's vibe? What do you want to talk about, Spirit? The Six of Swords, Your person wants to ease. They want ease. Like you want ease. You both want ease. Okay. We have got... Bottom of the deck is the Queen of Pentacles. So, this person is someone that definitely cares about you, that sees you as being really beautiful and, like, you know, it doesn't matter if you're a boy or a girl, really handsome, but it's someone that sees you as being quite abundant and sort of like committed to your self-care. Like self-care feels, I just get big self-care vibes when I get the Queen of Pentacles. So your person, they see you as someone that is really, really like, you know, mother material. Oh my God, you know what I just realized? We have Mother Earth at the bottom of the deck too. So, you know, that you're someone that can be really seen as like, you know, a really divine feminine. And I'm also getting the message that, oh, I think I just lost it. I just lost it. Sorry guys. Anyway, might come back. If it was relevant, it'll come back. So for your person, we have the Six of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, and the Knight of Pentacles. That's the Knight of Pentacles. So your person is slowly making moves. This is good cards. Like, I feel as though you're both looking to create something that feels different. Like I've written down here, it's almost like coming home to self. Like you guys both feel as though you're trying to come home to yourselves. It feels as though like, and if you're single, because I'm getting the feeling that some of you are definitely single, but if you're single, this is literally coming home to within yourself. Look at this as two different sides of yourself, like the feminine and the masculine aspect of you. There's a side of you that wants to unleash, and there's a side of you that wants to like listen and be still and listen to the voice of your soul. So with Six of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, Three of Wands, and the Knight of Pentacles, this is telling me that this person is wants to build something in the future. They want to build something that feels a lot more harmonious. They want to build something that feels expansive, fun, fresh, exciting, adventurous. Knight of Pentacles is saying that it's going to take a little while. It's not just going to happen overnight. It's going to take time. It's going to take effort. It's going to take planning. It's going to take patience. It's not something that is just going to like fall into either of your laps. But both of you need to make steps, take the steps that it's going to take in order to get you to where you want to go. So it's like communicating to each other about what you actually want. It's, you know, allowing this Mercury retrograde to reinvent the way you both see each other and the way you see your relationship and the way you see relationships in general, and walking forward with more like power and strength and grace, and knowing that what you're building is something solid and that it's going to take time. And if you're single, you know, this is building up that solid love for yourself, coming into that solid integration and knowing that you deserve a particular type of relationship, instead of being up and down all the time, being like, oh, I want this, I want that. It's becoming solid. I feel as though this is like becoming solid energy. So I love that. You guys are both sort of like trying to move into a calmer direction, and something that feels like more karmically balanced for sure, because with that Justice in the reverse, like, and it's Libra season, it just feels as though this is like Libra season is a big activation for you to sort of like come into remembrance, like divine remembrance of what you really need, your soul's mission, what your soul needs, and the contracts that you have surrounding you regarding that. So let's get some advice for you. For Leo, what's the advice for Leo? Wow, you got that Queen of Pentacles and the Tower. Bottom of the deck, Ten of Cups. I like to see that. So the advice is be happy. Appreciate what you have. The more time you spend focusing on your blessings, the more time you spend focusing on what you do have, on the beautiful things that you have, of the things that are working well, of the blessings that are just making their way in your life and that have made their way in your life, you will continue to experience the same thing. There are shifts and there are changes that are happening, and as long as you can maintain your self-care practices, as long as you can get up in the mornings and meditate and go for your walk and do your little things, you will be able to weather any storm. So, you know, even if the roof feels like it's on fire, even if everything feels like it's changing and shifting, you still have the power to become solid within yourself And, you know, no more fear, no more fearing these towers crumbling. So what if they crumble? So what if something doesn't work out? So what if, like, something falls apart? You still have your sense of connection with yourself. And unless you build that sense of connection with yourself, you're always going to be left trying to drag it out of somebody else, and you will never find it. You will never find your validation and your self-worth in another person. You just won't. So this is kind of that advice to just be happy with what you have. Like, you have relationships around you that want to serve you. You have people around you that want to serve you. They don't have to be romantic. You can sort of accept the fact, well, hey, maybe I'm waiting for the right person, or maybe I'm waiting for the right moment, or maybe me and my partner aren't where we want to be yet, but we will be eventually. So any last words of advice? Please, Spirit, are there any last words? We've got the Knave of Wands and the King of Cups. Boom, boom, boom. We have a two kings and a queen out here. We've got 2 kings and a queen. And the Page of Wands. So, you know, this is, I feel like that's that meditation, you know. King of Cups is listening to your feelings, listening to your emotions. I think you're both emotional people, and you in particular, Leo, feel as though you're really emotional this month. And that emotion needs to be sort of like steered in the direction, you know, 10 cups at the deck again at the bottom. So that, you know, that emotion and those feelings are wanting to be channeled into something that feels as though it can like bring about new life, and something that can like be passionate and fun and creative, because you want to have more fun. That's why the Page of Wands is coming up. The Page of Wands wants to have fun. They want to just like hop on, jump around on those mushrooms and fly around and like play, you know. It's like that childish, playful energy. And you guys, Leo, you are the children. Like, you rule over children. You know, Aries is the actual baby, but Leo is like sort of the kids. And I feel as though you guys are like big kids at heart. So own that, allow it. Like, accept the fact that you're not just this really stoic, logical thinking person that like wants to look a certain way in the world and that has a good job and that does you're also someone that's like really into nature and that really wants to connect with the world around them and that really wants to connect with your body and yourself. And you're also someone that's really, really spiritually connected, and you're someone that's really motivated, and you're someone that's really got a lot of love in your heart, but you've also got a lot of fun and passion that's hiding deep inside you that wants to run out, wants to be unleashed. Both of you are wanting to unleash this. So wow, did we just talk, Leo? That was big, that was intense, and I'm actually getting a sore nose now. So some of you guys might have a sore nose. I don't know if someone's like hit you in the nose or you've knocked yourself in the nose. I don't know what that kind of means, but I'm definitely getting some nose pain right now. Oh. I've noticed that both of these guys are almost like pointing up at their noses. So let me know if one of you guys has got a sore nose, because my nose is getting really sore. Anyway, guys. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that it made sense, because I know that I can throw a hard yakka. No, I don't know if I even said that right. See, Mercury retrograde, it's not just affecting you guys, it's tripping me out too. Anyway, let me know if this reading resonated. Let me know what's going on with you, my love. Give this video a like, because it really supports my channel on the algorithm. And make sure you subscribe to my channel, because there's going to be plenty more videos where this one came from. I'm going to also be doing general readings for the month of October. And yeah, if you want to book a personal reading with me, then you can do that in the description box at www.crystallinepriestess.com. I'm also going to be doing natal birth chart readings very, very soon. So if you guys are into astrology, then check that out. I am so excited. I mean, don't check it out yet. It's not up there yet. But by November, it shall be pretty much ready to roll, guys. So stay tuned. I'm super excited. Anyway, I love you so, so much. Check out my Instagram as well, because I like to play over there. It's fun. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now and wish you guys a beautiful October, and I will see you guys in the next reading. I love you, and farewell, Leo. Mwah. Bye.